All right, a pleasant good evening to everyone. Welcome to the class of Steele Youth meeting. Today is today is the 26th of February. The month is fastly going ahead. Today is the 26th of February, and we are welcoming you to the class of Steele. I want to acknowledge the person of Her Excellency Doreen Barunji. Doreen, you are very welcome into the class this evening, our COO. And this evening, we are going to jump straight into some necessary details that I want to share with you. But before I do that, here's the link. Let me give you the link for today's class on YouTube. That is the link for today's class on YouTube right there. And you can share that link. That's fine to share that link, preferably after the class. But if anybody wants to share it currently where it is live, that will be fine. As a matter of fact, I hope that all of you are subscribed to the Class of Steele channel, because if you were subscribed to the Class of Steele channel, each time that we go live, you will get a notification. And the notification would tell you that we're live and our videos are there present for you to view them. So with that being said, I want to go into sharing some information with us in preparation for, let me just copy this. Let's copy. In preparation for our conference, our youth conference that is coming up. So just bear with me 1 second as I get some things to my hands. Just getting some things to my hands. Okay, could put that in the taskbar, put that in the taskbar. Awesome. Okay. Hmm? Presentation. Okay, so we have upcoming our youth conference, and I want you to take some notes, because we are going to start the conference with a number of you. So I want you to take some notes. That's very important. All right. It is unfortunate that I don't see everybody here as yet. So it's going to be difficult to kind of put everything that I have in place. So I think I would use who is here. So let me just kind of put this in place, chaired by okay. Pretty, you are one of the first that is going to be speaking in the conference, and it's next Saturday. We are going to start the series of youth conference. It is next Saturday, and next Saturday is the let me tell you the date. Next Saturday is the 5th of March. Okay. Yes. Oh, you're pretty between the 4th and the 8th, you're not available. Okay, so we're going to start the youth conference. We'll start the youth conference on the 12th. All right. We'll start the youth conference on the 12th of March. Please take this note, Doreen. Take clear notes. On the 12th of March is when we're going to start the youth conference. It will be the same time as we've done with the adult conference, which is from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, so Saturday, the 12th of March is going to be the start of the youth conference. All right, and the 5 speakers. I think we're gonna have. Let's just see if we're gonna have 5 speakers. And the 5 speakers are Pretty. You are the first. You're the first speaker, and your topic is the reason why I take notes. You remember that? You're there, Pretty. So the reason why I take note. You can put note. The reason why I take note or why I take notes. All right. And Pretty, you can set a meeting with me, and I will help you to develop that and to prepare that. And I will give you some ideas as well on how to put things in place. And remember, you have to do a PowerPoint presentation. And your speaking time is for 45 minutes. Okay. I see Agnes open her eyebrows and raise them. I saw you, Agnes. I see you. I see you, Agnes, because guess what? Agnes, you are the second speaker, and your subject is the reason why I hold back. I hold back to give you my response. Is that correct, Agnes? The reason why I hold back from giving you my response, or the reason why I refrain from giving you an immediate response, however you choose it. But the context is based on holding your peace before, sometimes you can be, but you build it. I want you to build it culturally and looking at individuals on a cultural level, etc. Okay? So the reason why I hold back to give you my response, and Agnes, again, you First Lady will set an appointment, and I'll have a meeting with you about how to structure that. All right. And then the third person I will speak with if he is available. So let's see this. Sori Bangura is going to be the third person. I'll speak with him to make sure that he is able, but he's the third person, and his subject would be, how can I overcome my challenges as a disabled person or a member of the differently abled community. All right, and that is Suri Bangura. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yay, that's what I'm talking. And then we're going to have Ruth.
Yes, sir.
Ruth, you are the next speaker, and your subject, Ruth, a refining class, interaction with different cultures around the world. Yeah, you are. Wait a minute. Wait. Doreen, what is Ruth's subject? Your Excellency, Doreen. What is? Do you have a?
Yeah, I remember.
You remember your subject, Ruth?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
What is your subject?
Your Excellency, let me check.
No, don't worry. I have it open. Don't worry. Go ahead. It's okay, Doreen. Your Excellency, it's okay. Go ahead, Ruth. What is it?
Yeah, my topic is the oh my God. I'm sorry. My topic is the demand culture places on you in different environments.
The demand culture places on you in different environments.
Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, please.
The demands culture places on us in different environments. All right. So that would be pretty, you're speaking. Agnes, Ruth, Sori Bangura. 1 second. And
hold on, master.
All right. So that is that is for the youth conference, and I'm gonna have one special person that I will ask to come and speak. Me and the first lady will discuss. I might speak, or the first lady might speak, or we might arrange something special for you guys. As a matter of fact, or we might see if Her Excellency Ambassador Doreen would be one of those persons. But I think we're gonna need a meal, because we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 ladies and 1 guy, and I think I'll have another male that will speak on that day. But I want a choice person that I will bring to you. So that's on the 12th of March. Okay. Now this is what I need from all of you immediately. I need a proper photo of you, a proper nice photo, head photo, and I need your bio. Need you to send me a bio for yourself and a head photo, and I'm going to do an interview with each of you about why you are a part of the class of Steele Youth. All right. So that has to happen as a part of our marketing tool for your upcoming speaking engagement. Wave at me if you're okay. Wave at me. Yep. So next Saturday would be some more information for you to help you with it. Is everybody okay? Pretty, I will ask you first. Confirm that you can unmute. You are okay for your subject, and you're ready to put everything together.
Yes, sir. I'm okay, but I'm not really okay being the first speaker.
No, you won't be the first speaker. I will arrange the speakers. Maybe I'll make Ruth the first speaker. As a matter of fact, what I will do is I will let you guys do some kind of raffle, or I'll do a test. I'll see who when you come to class on Saturday, next Saturday, the first person who shows up will be first. The second person who shows up will be second. So Your Excellency Doreen. And by the way, if you show up in class, and here's the trick: if you show up in class, you cannot show up more than 5 minutes early. You cannot show up more than 5 minutes early. So next Saturday, how you show up in class will determine how you go to speak. That makes it easy. Okay. So are you okay, Pretty, to speak, and I will mentor you and give you some points. Don't worry about it. I'll help all of you. All of you, I'm going to help you, because my intention is not, or our intention is not for any of you to fail. Our intention is for you to knock it out of the ballpark. And I'm going to be sat there, me, Jeannie, Doreen, and the others, proud to just listen to y'all. So you guys are going to be teaching us, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to be there full day, just soaking it up. Agnes, are you okay? Just unmute yourself, Agnes. Are you okay?
Yes, His Excellency, I'm okay.
All right. Make sure get all professionally dressed. Make sure you make yourselves look good for the conference. All right.
Yes, please.
I'll speak to you all on a different note as well, for the conference as well. So don't worry, we'll put some things in place as well. Ruth, unmute yourself. You are okay, Ruth?
Yes, please. I am.
I think you should go first, Ruth, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
Yeah, I know, because you could handle it. I mean, duh, this is a walk in the park for you. So I think Elizabeth, I hope you are mentally preparing yourself as well. So don't worry, this is your turn is coming, Elizabeth. So don't think you're gonna escape. All right. There's no escaping for you, Elizabeth. All right. And the next person that I will speak to would be, I'll speak to Sori Bangura to see if he is available. And if he's not available, then we would put something else in place necessary. All right. So thank you so very much for having that out of the way. All of you, please, within the next couple of days, get me a photo, a proper photo, not with somebody in the background or a big lot of noise. It must be a proper photo so that we can start branding. And this is one that we are going to advertise very early. As a matter of fact, we're going to start advertising on this one extremely early, because we're going to have it open to all of our African connections and our investors and our partners. They will play a major role in being there as well. So this is going to be good. And finally, in April, the ending of April is our graduation. The ending of April is our annual graduation and newsletter. So no, not for the annual, for the class of Steele youth, for the class of Steele, the adult class of Steele. I know it's not a year yet. Don't worry, Agnes. I know it's not a year yet, but you guys are also going to be featured in our annual brochure, okay, an annual newsletter. I'm going to feature you guys, especially the speakers, those who have spoken for the youth conferences. I will feature, we will feature you guys. All right. What else? Did I miss anything? First Lady, have I missed anything? I'm thinking on my toes. Okay. All right. So, okay, October, those of you who are interested in going to Barbados in October, I'm not waiting for October to plan it. It is already a done deal, basically, with us going to Barbados. It's not something we're planning and raising funds for or whatever. Everybody's doing their own thing. Who can get there? You can get there. If you can't, this is just one of the trips that you wouldn't do. I don't belabor the point pertaining to going on trips, because I personally have been traveling for a long time. And one of the things that I don't subscribe to some degree is when you have a trip, individuals kind of running around and, you know, using the name of the organization or church or whatever it is to raise funds for a trip. A trip is your personal business. And I believe that if you are going to go on a trip, it is your personal business if you want to do that. And you make the effort to make that a reality. I don't like to create an environment, and I'm not going to be mentoring the habit of when you're going on a trip, you become a burden to others to go on a trip. That's not how I'm mentoring individuals. If you can't afford to go on a trip, you don't go. If you have a number of uncles and aunties that you says, hey, I want to go on this trip, will you help me? And they're willing to help you. You understand me? They help you to raise it. But I don't like to, the class of Steele is not a charity. Please understand that we are not a charity. The class of Steele is not a charity. Asking for money because you are in the class of Steele to do something is unacceptable. Please wave at me if you get what I'm saying. Wave at me if you get what I'm saying. If you work for a company and your company has a business trip or something and you want to go on it, you go on it. You save your money, you do what you have to do so you could go on that trip. That's your personal business. The class of Steele is exactly the same way. We are not a charity. I will not be using the title or the office or our position as a charity to beg. That is not going to happen. As a matter of fact, there are individuals who are in a very uncomfortable position because of that notion. We are not a charity. We are not a church. We are a registered company in the United Kingdom, and we are mentoring individuals who are going to be world leaders. And if you're going to be a world leader, you must take responsibility for your own actions. Nobody is to be blamed, or nobody is to come and says, there is no responsibility for you. You are an adult and you're responsible for your actions. And if you have to do something, you have to find a way to make it happen. I'm not asking you to pay me any money. I'm not asking you to send me any money, any donation. I've never asked any of you to send me a donation or offering or nothing. I've never done it, and I will never do it. The reason is because we're a company, okay? So I want you all to be very clear. If you want to go to Barbados, Barbados is going to cost you, and you're responsible for your costs. I'm not discussing any other method, because I don't want persons calling me. Could you imagine when we have 2,000, 3,000 members and everybody's calling, oh, please, are you going to sponsor me? Are you going to sponsor me? How am I going to sponsor 3,000 people? Are you, come on, wave at me if you get what I'm saying. So if you're building a foundation, you have to build it the right way. If you can't afford to go and we go to Barbados and there are just 4 or 5 of us, I don't mind. I have something to do in Barbados. And if there's only 4 or 5 of us, I'm happy. But what I want to make sure is that those who show up are not going to make themselves a burden and a trouble to others. I have had trips where I've been with other African countries and individuals in other countries, and I will tell you, they have made some very horrible relationships as a result of the African begging culture. They're there and they make people's lives miserable because they could not afford to be there, and they show up, and then you have all type of stories. Oh, I lost my credit card. Oh, I lost my wallet on the plane. Oh, this or that. Please, I want you to be very mindful that the leaders that we are raising up in the class of Steele are not from that crop. Are you with me? You're not from that crop. If you can't afford it, don't go. It's nothing bad. We'll share the photos with you. We'll share everything with you. But do not show up and then be saying, Ruth, my Ruth, I can't. Ruth, unmute yourself. I see Ruth laughing. Unmute yourself, Ruth. Unmute yourself. This is mentoring. We're mentoring. We're in class this evening.
Yes,
Ruth, you know how horrible that is when individuals do that, correct?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And you know they don't have any kind of heart when they do it. They show up and they make your life miserable as if you're responsible for them.
Yes.
And because of your kindness and you don't want to be mean to them, you take out money you don't even have, and you give them your money, and you do this, and then they go back with more gifts and more surprises than you even was able to afford. And you ask, how come you have money to buy gifts and souvenirs and you're going and taking home, and you didn't have money to pay for your hotel or your food? Ruth, am I talking real, Ruth, please?
Yes, please. You're being real, actually. You're being real.
So I'm going to tell you, if somebody reports you are begging on the trip, I personally will have you sent home, and I'll tell you, stay at the hotel, don't come. I'm telling you, because I'm mentoring leaders. Do you know how many politicians and political figures go and they embarrass themselves? I'm telling you, even political figures do it. at a higher level. And they're begging, and they're in the countries begging individuals. That's an embarrassment.
Wow. This is interesting.
And I want you guys, when you pass through the class of Steele, I want individuals to look at you, and when they invite you somewhere, they know who they're inviting. They know the type of person you are. They know that when you come, you're going to come representing a brand and an ethos. You have a way of thinking and behaving. Now, of course, the class of Steele, as we grow, we will be helping some individuals that we look at and says, oh yeah, I would want to have this person there or that person there. Of course, that's going to happen. It happens in every organization. Some people get looked after, you know. Of course, if you're somebody that you have a little difficulties and you call me, hey, Dr. Steele, and we have a good relationship, you know, you are one of the pillars in the class. Of course, come on, I'm not a mean person, but I'm not raising babies. I'm raising individuals that are going to understand that you are responsible for footing your bills. Nobody owes you anything. As a matter of fact, you owe somebody something. Your parents, you owe them. And your elder siblings, you owe them. Or your younger siblings, if I should use that term. You owe them to make sure that when you get better in life and you're able, you look after them. That's normal. But on the other side of the coin, nobody else owes you anything. Nobody owes, the government of your country doesn't owe you. You should be privileged to say, I live in this country and I want to give back. I want to get into government because I want to give back to my country. I want to be an asset to my country, not a liability. The concept that most people have for politics have become so horrible. Politics has been designed as a place where successful people go to give back. That's the original intention. A multi-billionaire, he goes. How many of you know that a president has a salary? Did you know that presidents have salaries? What about if you knew a president has a salary? And what about if you actually know that some presidents don't even get paid half as much as some citizens that own their own companies and corporations? Why? Because the president of a country is expected to be somebody that he's not going to dip into the coffers because he has his own money. He doesn't depend on the money of the state. But a lot of us now have individuals that are jumping into politics rather than politics. They're jumping in because they don't have money. They are struggling financially, so they see getting into the public's pockets or purse as a way to secure themselves. That's not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to put people in office that are worthy. They are well-to-do. They're not desperate for the money. But we have a lot of individuals going for office and they can't even rub 2 pennies together to buy themselves a plate of food. And then they go in and the first thing they're thinking about is their own belly. Come on, somebody. I'm talking to us. That's what the class of Steele is about. We're looking at personal branding. First Lady, I see your hand. Please go ahead, First Lady.
Good evening, everyone. Blessings be upon you. I just wanted to add to what His Excellency was saying in agreement with regards to when you travel. What I would like to offer to you, what we would like to offer to you is any person who is interested in going on the trip to Barbados, kindly communicate with me and I would assist you in knowing how to budget for it, how to look at travel in a good way so you can budget for it, know what you need to have and how you're able to start putting monies and resources in place so that by the time that you have come to the place of travel, you know how to do it in a good way. So myself and Doreen and His Excellency would be able to help you to do it in a healthy way. So anyone who is really interested in traveling with us in October, kindly let me know and we will guide you accordingly.
Okay, thank you so very much, First Lady, and that's a good thing. All right, and you make a plan and you stick to it, and you guys, to be quite honest, some of you, when you come through this this advice and support that First Lady, Her Excellency Doreen Burunji, and myself will give to you, some of you will laugh and realize, wow, it was that easy, because it is. It is quite easy if you're going to plan for one trip a year. All of you in the class of Steele Youth should be traveling once a year out of your country. Even if it's to a neighboring country, all of you. As a matter of fact, you should take that note. I'm going to make it a thing, because when you learn the discipline of preparing, planning, and strategizing for a trip, it is going to equip you with an understanding of managing resources and how you can do it. And to be quite honest, when you do it and you get to do one trip, then you realize, oh my goodness, it's not as difficult as you think. Okay, so that's important. But I want to go back to that area about our political leaders. I really do. Because you guys are the next generation of world leaders. You are. And I want you to understand that you are expected to be different. You're expected to be a different caliber of individuals, all of you. I want to look and be confident that when you guys go out, you guys are representing a brand professionally. By the way, how many of you like my background? How many of you like my background? Is it nice? It's nice. Thank you. I'm actually going to I actually designed that, by the way. And I'm actually going to put the logo inside of there and make that look kind of nice. But I just want to make a change for the class of Steele Youth. I think the world I love that. I'm excited about that, actually. I'm excited about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that interruption. I was just seeing it and thinking that looks so cool. All right. So that's what I want all of you to be at that place of representing a brand. Don't look at me and say, wow, that looks good. This is that. Ask me, how did you do that? Can I do that? Yes, you can. And all of the things that we're doing is preparing you to be a strong brand globally, because the world needs you and desperately. Y'all are going to recognize that one of the key things everybody is going to welcome you back is because you could stand on your own 2 feet. Write that. I must be able to stand on my own 2 feet. I must. Don't go to a restaurant with somebody else's wallet in your mind. Do not show up at a restaurant with somebody else's wallet on your mind. Show up to eat according to your own budget. Are you all with me? Don't go to a restaurant with somebody else's budget on your mind. Show up with the ability to eat according to your budget. A lot of people show up to a restaurant and their belly is bigger than their budget. Come on, I'm talking to you guys real. I'm talking to you real. I'm your mentor, and I'm talking to you real, so that any of you that are in the class of Steele and you pass through these trainings and these teachings and you show up and you embarrass me, I would say to you, how could you sit in my class and understand these teachings, and you embarrass me. I want you to remember that. Don't show up with a stomach that is bigger than your budget. That's important. Don't plan your trip on somebody else's bank account. Oh, my uncle bank account real fat. Yeah, going on that trip. And when you're thinking about, oh, I'm going on that trip, the only person's bank account you're seeing is your uncle's bank account. Don't do it. Come on, are you with me? Don't do it. Your life is in your control. And you have to always be mindful. How can I foot this bill? That's what causes individuals to become powerful. That's what causes individuals to become successful. That's what causes individuals to reach to the next level that others don't reach. Because you create an environment whereby you become proactive. You are focused on your ability and you manage according to your ability. All right. And my brother, Ambassador Aliji, please, we are seeing all of your feet and your nakedness in the, my brother now, what are you doing? Y'all see why these classes and this mentoring is important? Wave at me if you kind of see what I'm talking about, please. You see why I strive and I push for professionalism? You don't want to be caught off guard. You don't want some, every time I show up for the class of Steele, how many of you ever seen me show up in the class of Steele in a t-shirt and on cap? How many of you have ever seen me done that? Ambassador Aliji, please leave the class of Steele. Please leave the class. My tolerance when we start this process is very, should I use the term? Is very open, my tolerance, because when you start something and you're building, there's an expectation that people get accustomed to. But how many of you, as a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's have a discussion. Doreen, please give me your take on that. Doreen, please give me your take on what is happening currently. Please, Doreen, I want you to. I'm not sure if you saw what I saw, but if you did you see what I saw, Your Excellency?
No, Your Excellency, I did not see anything.
Okay, so you didn't
I
see
just
him.
see your No, I didn't see anything.
Okay, how many of you saw what I saw? Wave at me if you saw. How many of you? Okay, it's all right. Give me your take, Elizabeth, on what you saw. Unmute yourself, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening.
From what I saw, I just learned and understood that we always have to be on our guards, and we have to be aware that you're training us to be future leaders, and we do not have to take things for granted. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You know, if you guys go, Pretty, what did you see and what did you take from what you saw, Pretty?
Actually, it was a disturbing photograph. Or I was just shocked when I saw the picture. So it shows that we should be prepared at all times. You never can tell your camera can disappoint you at any time. So you must always appear corporate when you're coming to the class. It was really disturbing, actually.
Thank you, Pretty. You know, I want to let me explain this. Picture me having, and I do have government officials that watch these broadcasts. I do. That's why I ask you to turn on your cameras, because people see you. A lot of you just have a name and you don't even understand. The YouTube videos don't do no justice for you. It doesn't even represent you, because you don't show up on the YouTube videos. And if that's what you want, then that's fine. But in after this year is done, I'm not going to be having anybody allowed into the class of Steele youth in meetings if you can't have on your video. I will not allow anybody else after the year is completed. You will not. Because we're having professional meetings where you're showing up. And if you show up for a meeting, people see you because you're at the meeting. And Zoom has given us the opportunity to be there and not there. You know what I mean? You're there and not there. And then after you're asked questions, you don't even know how to answer the questions because you were not there. And a lot of individuals go into meetings and then they do the same thing. They go into meetings, they're seated in the meetings, and they're in their phones. They're not even in the meeting. They're on their mobile phones inside of the physical meetings because they haven't learned the discipline of sitting in the meeting, being in the meeting, taking notes, paying attention, and respecting those that are delivering to them. They haven't learned it. And that's the purpose of these class. If for me, at the end of this class, out of 30 or 50 persons, I only end up with 7 or 8 persons, can I be honest with you? Those 7 or 8 persons, as far as I'm concerned, are enough to change the world. And I will be very contented. I would not be unhappy. Why? Everybody is not going to be able to handle the discipline it takes for professionalism. That's why everybody does not reach the top. You reach the top because you exercise a level of professionalism that surpasses everyone else. I've been chosen to be a non-executive member of the board of directors for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Why? Why would somebody look at me and say they want me to be on the board of directors as an advisor for a multi-billion-dollar corporation? Why? Because they see a spirit of excellence. Because they see a no-nonsense behavior or no-nonsense attitude towards slackness. And if I'm going to be mentoring you as leaders for corporations and governments, you all have to pass through the fire. That's the only way you get to the top. Doreen, please write Aliji and tell him that he's no longer accepted in the class of Steele. I no longer welcome him to the class of Steele. Please make it official. I'm not going to discuss it any further. And if you see me removing him from the groups, that's what I will be doing. Your Excellency, Dr. Comfort, I apologize. I see you turn on your camera, but Your Excellency, my tolerance, and you know how I am. Your Excellency, Bishop Comfort, I see you on. You turn on your camera, so go ahead. I'll unmute you because I will give you your space. I see, and I know that you're sitting in the background, and when you show yourself, you want to make a comment. So please go ahead, Your Excellency.
Hello, Your Excellency. I did not hear exactly what you were saying because my volume is low and I wanted to put off.
Okay, so we are removing Ambassador Aliji of Sierra Leone from the class of Steele Youth. And I will have a meeting with you after, and I will discuss with you after.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
All right.
Good evening.
All right. Thank you so very much. I take very serious coming here every single Saturday to help you. I take it very serious because all of you are powerful leaders, very powerful. And all of you are world changers. And the only thing that I'm doing is trying to exercise your muscles and help you to get to the next level. This is voluntary for you because you could decide you're not going to come back. That's okay. You don't pay for the class of Steele. You don't. And the reason why you don't is because I'm going to be so hard on you that if you get to the end of this at the end of a year, trust me, there's nobody in government, in politics, or anywhere that will intimidate you. Nobody. If you get through this year, I'm telling you, if you get to Barbados, Your Excellency Doreen Burunji, please unmute yourself. The COO for the class of Steele, unmute yourself. Your Excellency Doreen, can you tell them the value of passing through this furnace?
If they know what they call refinery, there is what they call the word refinery. If you're willing to be refined, you will go through the refinery, and at the end of the refinery, you'll be a sparkling metal. You'll be good. You'll be glad that you actually accepted the refining. So I encourage you to just keep on going, no matter what. You'll be grateful, very grateful.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency. Ruth, is this added value to you, Ruth Gordon? Ruth, unmute yourself. Is this tell me what you think of passing through this refinery?
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, and good evening to all the excellencies here on the call. For me, it's a great opportunity for me to be part of this class because it has really helped me deal with certain things that that I used to struggle with in terms of my human relations with people. And it has helped me to relate with people very well. And then apart from my human relations, personally, it's a class that is grooming me. So I see it to be a place where I need to be at all times, no matter what. And I don't take it for granted at all. That is why sometimes I have to stay awake, because if I go to bed, I might not attend the class because I might sleep off. So sometimes I keep awake and then wait till the time 1 a.m. here, and I join, because I know what I'm gaining. It has helped me in terms of my communication, in terms of my reasoning, with how I see the worldview. It has changed a lot of things about myself. And I believe with this, if I'm able to take it serious, I'm going to be very, very relevant wherever I find myself. Thank you so much.
And Ruth, you're in China, and Elizabeth is there with you as well. Elizabeth, both of you are in China, and at this time of the night on Saturdays, students are actually clubbing and having a grand time, to be quite honest, at this hour of the morning on Saturday nights. Elizabeth, what about you? How has this been for you, Elizabeth? Both of you guys are in China as youth. How has it been for you, Elizabeth?
Thank you, Excellency, for this opportunity. For me, it is a great opportunity and awesome time always to attend the class of Steele, because I know that I'm going to add something to myself. I know that there is going to be an addition of knowledge. And there is something that I've learned in life. There is something, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And for me to be a part of the class of Steele, it has just been something that has added value onto my life, and the things that I know, certain things, knowledge that I've acquired might not, if I didn't join the class of Steele, I will certainly not have that knowledge. And all I can say is all of us have to take things seriously. Even as we are here, we do not have to take things for granted, because as His Excellency was saying, we don't pay for it. And for you to gain this kind of knowledge and skills from somewhere you do not pay for, it's a great opportunity, and we have to take it seriously. We do not have to take it for granted. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for your submission, Elizabeth. And equally, I want to tell both of you something, both you and Ruth, Elizabeth. I sincerely am so proud to know that we have two persons that are all the way in China at 1 a.m. that you guys stay awake, because I have persons that are in different countries and they fret about the time, and they have so many problems. Oh, it's this time and that time, I can't be awake for this and for that. And I appreciate you guys for recognizing the value in what is on the table. I appreciate you. I equally want to say to all of you who came to the women's conference and the men's conference, how was it for you? Wave at me if it was good. Was it good? Was it good? You guys, I want to thank you guys for being there, because that's what we're doing to add value to you, bringing some of the most powerful people that you can listen to. You guys had the opportunity of sitting with, if I tell you the collective net worth of everybody that you sat with some multi-billionaires in that class, in that mentoring. I can tell you. For how much? What did it cost you? Showing up. That's what it cost you, showing up. Sometimes you look at the good things in life and you think that the good things in life are going to cost your arm and leg. That's not true. They're just going to cost you discipline. That's all. Discipline and character. And if you have somebody that is, oh, he's too harsh, I don't want to sit under him. Trust me, if you think I am harsh, you don't know what the world is going to offer you when you get into politics. What's happening to Putin right now? He's a world leader and everybody's squeezing him. Sanctions left, sanctions right. So have you recognized that as powerful as you get, as high to the top you get, you will always be accountable. Always. There will always be somebody that is going to be in a position to say to you, calm yourself, do good, change what you're doing, always. And the minute that you step away from that safety buffer, that human safety net, there's no hope. No man is an island by himself. No person. Too many persons are young and they have the mindset, I don't need him, I don't need her, I don't need them. That's the wrong attitude. It is. I don't need to follow his rules, but you do. If you come into the class of Steele, you don't have a choice. You don't. Because it's the rules of the class. Everybody else respects them and honors them. So you don't have a choice. Because when you get into the United Nations and you're on the Security Council, you will think that you can make your own decisions and veto. Come on, somebody. Are you hearing what I'm sharing with you? If you're following the world news, it didn't start at that level. It starts at this level. That's where it starts. That's why people choose political leaders from a crop of people. Oh, he went to this university. Oh, he also went to Eton and Harvard. Oh, brilliant. He must be a spot on bloke. Lovely. I think we should invite him to a meeting. Brilliant. Are you serious? He's been to the London School of Economics? Brilliant even. We must have him in our team. Why? Because they look at the doors you've passed through. You guys are passing through the class of Steele. Oh, but what is the class of Steele? It's nothing. Who's the class of Steele? I want you to be appreciative of this. Pretty, you have the opportunity to be a friend of Ruth Gordon. Ruth is your friend. Who's Ruth? Ruth is the next world leader. And you are her friend today. But Ruth, you have the privilege of being a friend with Pretty. Who's Pretty? She is a next world leader. And you and her met in the class of Steele and are best friends. And guess what? When you have a decision in your country to make at the time that you're in office and Ruth is in office, both of you can call each other and say, hey, could you do this for me? Yes. Why? Because I know you. That's the secret of the class of Steele. You get to know individuals and they get to know you. And the head of the class of Steele, which is Her Excellency Doreen Burunji, Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, Her Excellency Jeannie Steele, and a humble servant that just teaches me, Dr. Steele, we and all the other shareholders and partners and associates and companies that we are a part of, all of us are watching you. And you're our friend. Life is not about quick fixes. Go ahead, Pretty. I see your hand up. Go ahead.
Good evening, Your Excellency. While you were talking, I just remember something that happened sometime last year. I was inviting one of my colleagues to the class of students. So I showed them a video of one of the videos we were talking about how we take time, how we should respect other people's time and all that. And this fellow the first thing he told me was that, how do you allow this man to shout at you people like this? Who is this man to talk to you in that manner? And I'm like, what's bad in this? He said, no. How can he be making you people scared in his class? Or what is he? Who is he? I'm like, okay, sorry, this is not the kind of class where you belong to. And that was when I just ended it. I didn't talk to him anything again about joining the class of Steele. And since then, he's been begging me. I just avoided it. He's been asking me, please now come and connect me and link with your class and all that. Because he's seen my status, he's seen so many changes coming up. So he was like, I should link him to this my class. I said, no, you don't belong to that class. He will scold you. And he'll be like, I'm sorry, it's not really what I mean and all that. So when you go through some kind of refining and you don't get shouted at, you don't get all these scoldings, I don't think you're going to grow, because these are the things that make you come out from where maybe they're your comfort zone and you become a better person. Like, I don't believe that today I'll be selected to be one of the speakers at the International Women's Conference. So I'm also using this opportunity to invite all of you. I'll send you the link to join. It happens on the 4th of March to the 8th of March. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Pretty. And what she's talking about is there's an International Women's Conference, and her and Uloma have been chosen to be speakers in the International Women's Conference that is coming up. And my wife and we are so proud of all of you and happy. As a matter of fact, those of you who, by the grace of God, are going to make it to Barbados, you guys are just going to go off the radar. And Ruth, I want to ask you a question, Ruth. Unmute yourself, Ruth.
Yes, sir.
Ruth, if we give you and I'm doing it public. Everybody could see, so be careful how you answer, because it's public. If we decide that we want to honor you, are you able to get from China to Dubai in May for a couple of days? Are you able to do it? Is it something that you're able to do if I decide to honor you?
Oh my God. Where I am, there are rules and regulations from our school.
Okay.
And yes, and as a student, I'm not supposed to break the laws of the school.
Okay.
Because of the COVID protocols and other stuff.
Oh, okay.
We have been restricted from traveling for now.
Okay,
And
that's okay.
yes, and my graduation is just at the corner as well, hopefully in June.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yes, so
all right.
From now to June is all about graduation preparation and all that. So if I would have the chance to travel, it will be probably after June.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're one of the persons that is planning to do Barbados?
Yes, please. I'm really thinking of coming on board.
Okay, so you are the first awardee. Doreen, make a note that Ruth is the first awardee for the awards that we're going to be doing in Barbados. So put that note down that we will be honoring you in Barbados in October. Even if you don't show up, because it's us doing it, we'll get your award to you. But you are the first awardee for October in Barbados. Okay? Let it be known that is done. I still want to, how many of you remember we did a class with a little 16-year-old girl? She was in the class and I said I wanted to take this little girl to the UN. How many of you remember that?
I remember
Okay,
her.
I still want to find that little girl. I don't, please, who knows how to get that little girl to me? You know how to get to her, pretty, whoever knows. I want to have access to giving that little girl the information to fulfill my promise. Okay, pretty, you're aware of?
Yes, Your Excellency. I think she was invited by Dr. Uba.
Dr. Uba. So coordinate with we'll coordinate with Bishop Comfort. Bishop Comfort, could you kindly coordinate with Dr. Uba? I need to have a meeting with that young lady and her family because I keep my word. So I need to coordinate with him so that we can make arrangements at the appointed time to fulfill on my promise to that young girl, taking her to the United Nations.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm on it. I have been able to contact them, and then I think she is because of classes matter, but we are still on it. So I'll talk about it maybe tomorrow. I'll have to call you and then talk about it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Sorry, I wasn't there with you. I could not.
All right. Thank you so very much, Dr. Comfort. I appreciate it. We try in as much as possible. If you're a person of your word, remember that you keep your word, and that's important. Njavanga Kajaveri, you're welcome. The youth conference starts on the 12th of March. It starts on the 12th, and I think that, do you remember your subject for the conference? Do you remember your subject, please? What is your subject?
Yes. The value of strength when feeling weak.
Say that again, please.
The value of strength when feeling weak.
Awesome. So you will be speaking on the 12th. I know that something would pop up. So on the 12th, you will be one of the speakers. Okay. It is on the 12th of March, and it is going to be from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. It's a full day. And we have already listed the other speakers. You were late for class, but the others were already listed. And you have to get to me a photo, and you also have to get to me your bio, and so that we can start the advertising, because we are going to be advertising for this one very, very long and far, because I am very proud of all of you. And I hope that when you guys share it with your friends. Tell them, come and hear me, come and listen to me, come and cheer me on, and come and listen to the others, because this is what we are going to be putting out there. I'm going to be giving you guys some tools to use, all right? So that you guys look good, all right? I'll teach you how to look good. I am, you guys don't even know how excited I am. You don't even know. I don't even want to speak. I think I'm going to just make sure everybody else speak except me. I'm just going to listen. All right. But Ujavan Jageri, you're going to be one of the speakers. All right. On the 12th of March. So take that note, please.
Okay. Is it a weekend?
The 12th of March is a Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. All of the conferences that we do, we would normally do them on Saturdays, most of the time. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Are you available and are you willing, able?
Yes, I'll be there on the 12th of March.
And you will be early, because well, I'm not even going to discuss that about being early. I will not discuss it. You will have a schedule, a program, and you'll know what time you will be speaking, and you're expected to be early. That's not even a compromise.
Yes, Yes, I will have to cancel them my training because we are preparing for the World Tournament in Namibia. So on Saturday, that's on the 12th, that means I will have to cancel the training and be there for the class.
All right, I'll speak to Grandmaster because Grandmaster, I will also try to make arrangement. I know you guys are preparing for the World Tour. Congratulations, by the way. You have my support. And I should say, Oos, you definitely have my support, and make sure that you keep me posted because I just you know I'm a Grandmaster as well, so I'm looking forward to you guys doing well. Grandmaster is doing an amazing job training. Say again, please.
He's going to share the link when we are there, because I think there will be a link where everybody can watch us while we are in Namibia. So hopefully he's going to share the link with you. You will be able to see.
And if that is so, because you're part of our youth and part of our youth development program as well, and what we do, I will also be streaming that live as well through our feed for everybody. So Grandmaster and myself, we will discuss and I'll do that. But congratulations on your guys' endeavors. You guys are doing amazing, and I'm proud of Botswana and what you guys are doing. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. I'm so happy. Come on, somebody, celebrate life. Just be thankful and be happy. Your life has things happening. They're not happening immediately. They're not happening right now, but look at how far you've come. Look at what you're accomplishing. Look at your character. Look at the people that you know. Look at the value that's being added to you, and celebrate where you are. I don't want any of you inside of our class to ever be at the place of despondent. You know, Ruth, even, and I'm picking on a number of you. Ruth, you remember when you were not well this period. And how does it feel to have a family that call you and are concerned about you in that period? How does that feel? How did that feel? A family you didn't even know anything about.
Honestly, I felt so pampered. I felt so loved that apart from my family back home, I still have a family that cares so much about me. Even when I'm on my sick bed, they don't care where they are. They will still pray for me. And I felt so privileged and honored, seriously. And I really appreciated all of us, actually, all of us. Those who sent me private messages, Her Excellency Bishop Comforts, His Excellency Architect Olukoya Olusegun. He also checked up on me, and I felt so much loved. I felt so much loved. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I want all of you to remember the class of Steele Youth is a family. If you do not become a family member, when you are governing the world is governed by relationships. The world and its major organizations are managed by relationships. And you have to remember that. Don't be like those that are just burning bridges. You get into an organization, you take what you can from it, and then you run away. That's not how the world works. Countries make 100-year plans and 200-year agreements. Why? Because they're building long-term relationships. Ruth and all of you guys that are in college and university right now, I want you to see that person that you might overlook or ignore as important, because I'll share some secrets with all of you to don't forget. Every person you meet is a potential for the power of your future development. Every person that you meet. Walk through life making relationships. Walk through life building bridges. Walk through life helping the helpless. Walk through life looking at how can I make wherever I go better. Walk through life standing on your own 2 feet. When you walk through life that way, you are an asset, not a liability. You are considered somebody that everybody wants to be around you, and everybody wants you to be around them. Why? Because you share common values. The world is a small community, a very small community. And I want all of you to take stock of your behavior, your character, your attitude. The person that owns one supermarket that you see as the manager of the supermarket, when you go into that supermarket, I want you to think about this. Does that person know me? Does that person see me as somebody important? Because guess what? When you go into government, that person you might not be aware, but that person might own 30 supermarkets. And that person might say, I knew him when he used to come to my supermarket. Wave at me if you get how simple I'm sharing it with you, please. I'm going to hammer it home for you. The person that drives your taxi, you don't know who that person has the ear of. He's a taxi driver, but that person has the ears of some very powerful people that can help you. Treat him with respect. The waitress at the hotel, that waitress at the hotel is an important person because you don't know who her father is. Reverend Alex, I see you celebrating. I see you wave your hand. Reverend Alex, share your thoughts with us. And we're just having an open discussion this evening in the class of Steele Youth. I just want to talk to you and prepare us. On Saturday, next Saturday, I'm going to be, First Lady has already given me my schedule for next Saturday, and we will be looking at a more in-depth on personal branding next Saturday. Reverend Alex, please go ahead. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay, good evening to you, all the generous privilege given to us. I will bless God for all that we have learned. In fact, every session of this class add a new thing to our way of life, especially my life as a testimony. For the past few weeks, I haven't been able to connect to class due to not all that busy. I received a new boys into the world. My wife just put to bed 2 boys, and we were a little bit busy.
Congratulations. Come on, class,
The
we celebrate.
So forgive me for missing. Thank you for sharing my joy. For this session, personal branding, I missed that class, but when I went to the page, the group page, and Mommy, Her Excellency Comfort, Bishop Comfort, when she posted in the lessons, I started asking myself, so all this while, we all have personal ability to brand ourselves. How do you carry yourself? When you carry yourself outside, how do people respond to the way you present yourself? And in fact, 2 or 3 occasions has deeply proved to me of how people see you. You can be recognized in a good esteem based on how you present yourself, how you brand yourself. You can be disrespected the same way has been on, or just I've been a while just to hide my face from camera because of attending to the new the new citizens and the new citizens of class of Steele. They are also learning one or two things, and I really appreciate all that you are doing to us the youth or the college who have been given assignment to in them. At least it also help them to develop, and we are ever ready to receive their message in order to add to our own and develop. So I celebrate you all and I appreciate your time.
Thank you. And congratulations.
Okay, Excellency.
What are the names, please? What are the names?
Oh, okay. The first one is called David Manasseh Amono Ahin.
Say it again.
The name David Manasseh Amono Ahin. And the second one is Derek Brew Amono Ahin. So I will type it and send it. I'll type their name and send it to you.
Well, come on, let's bless them. Father, we thank you for these young men, Lord, two young individuals that are born into this world. And we ask your blessing on them. We ask for good health, sound mind. We ask, Father, that you would protect their families and you would be a shield about them. Let the generations that are being raised up in Africa be a new breed, a new crop with a new understanding, a new insight. And let those who are given stewardship of them, Lord, let them be the ones that will point them like arrows into the future that is ahead of us with the tools and the knowledge necessary to be great leaders of the nations that will be dear at that time and season. We thank you for these two young lives and we bless them. We bless them in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. And Father, I thank you for their father and their mom and their family, Lord. We celebrate them today on the class of Steele. Come on, class of Steele, let's celebrate them. We celebrate them with you. Well done. Well done. I think that's one of the reasons why I think the class of Steele youth might not be there wouldn't be a cause because
so the name.
Go ahead. We got the names. We have it. All right. So he's going to type the names in the chat and we will just have those names. Guys, branding, who you are, how you represent yourself, how you represent your family, your community, how you represent your country is important. I want to thank all of you for being in this evening's class. I thank you for your time. And I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly that you are a part of the class of Steele Youth. I do not take that lightly. Remember, if you don't show up, my showing up here to talk to myself is useless. So you are just as important as anybody else. And I want to appreciate all of you for being here. Agnes, do you have anything that you want to say before we close this evening?
Yes, His Excellency. I want to thank you very much for the leadership training you are giving us, the motivation, the refinery you are putting us through. You go straight to the point. Sometimes when you say your things, then I just see my father. More like you, so much of a disciplinarian. But I also like you to, if it's possible, to temper mercy, justice with mercy with regards to the other guy you want to write to formally and just take him out. I want to believe that even asking him to leave the class, he would have learned his lesson. And in your aim for keeping us in the class, you'd have had, if we are 10, 9 of us all becoming good leaders, and then you have one bad apple. So touting our efforts. So instead of leaving him unguided, I plead on your conscience to give him another chance.
How many of you agree with Agnes? Okay, so he is reinstated, and I will have a meeting with him, and I will discuss with him, because there are other things that are beyond what you guys have seen. How many of you can appreciate that he's actually the country leader for Sierra Leone? And there are other things that you guys are not aware of, why I make such decisions. However, we live in a democracy and not a dictatorship. And I don't behave as an authority in everything. I have a team. And because of your request, Agnes, I will allow him back in the class, and I will also allow him to be one of the speakers for the conference as well. And I will give him my ear and my attention, and I will work a little harder with him. So you have my word that even before the meeting, the outcome of the meeting is that I will have him established. And that is very public as well. And by the way, I'll be very honest with you in humility. I'm not doing that lightly with a heart that is smiling. I'm doing that from between the lips of a lot of frustration. However, in as much as I'm doing it through those frustration, I believe that it is worth it. He has a good heart, and I will have to invest more time in dealing with him. All right. So Agnes, your request has been granted. And the request of all of you, including my wife, because my wife knows my tolerance has been strained to some degree.
Thank you very much, Excellency. God bless you.
And by the way, that's what government does. That's what country leaders do. Country leaders don't just see themselves, they see each other. If you see somebody getting beaten up in the class and you sit down and allow them to get beat up and you walk away, you say, I can make sure that I don't find myself in that position, you've missed the mark. I'm very proud of the outcome, class of Steele. I'm very proud of you. The fact that you recognize that the value that you have in being able to at least appeal on the behalf of your brother, it's important. And it has value. India, UAE, China, India, UAE, and China, they appealed for Russia. They appeal that they'll give Putin another chance. Because everybody deserves somebody that's going to say, hey, come on, don't give up. Don't give up on diplomacy. I love you guys, and you guys are the future leaders. Don't see yourself. See the others. Look at yourself as I am a great leader. Be the one that when somebody in class that you see them wrongfully taken advantage of, be the one to write that letter to the principal and say, hey, sir, would you consider? Be the one that when you see that politician or that political leader that has fallen and everybody else want to tear their necks off of their body, write that letter and says, hey, why don't we Why don't we sit down and have a talk? Always remember, the person that is in office, if you like him or not, he will always have more power than you. Don't forget that. The person in office will always have more power than you who's on the outside. If you make an enemy of him while he's in office, he can make your life very miserable. It's the same that's going to happen to you. How are you going to lead? What type of leadership strategy are you using? I want to thank all of you guys. Your Excellency, Bishop Comfort, do you have anything to say? Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Comfort, I do?
Good evening once again, Your Excellency.
I see you smiling. I know you love the young man. I know you love him. I see you smiling. You appeal for him and you push for him, but you know that my tolerance for slackness is very, very small. You know it, Bishop Comfort. You know how I am with the adults.
You are right, Your Excellency. But you know, in this world, just as you said it yourself, you don't have to look at yourself, you have to look at others. You have to see how you can push other people forward. You may not know what they will become in future, but at the end of the day, when you see that it's through you that the person has reached that top, I believe you'll be very happy, because it's you, through God used you to make that person who he or she is. So I salute you for once.
Your Excellency, you've gone quiet on one. Your Excellency.
Have this opportunity to make yourself a personality that one will recognize. So don't take
Okay, Your Excellency, Bishop Comfort, you've gone off. I think that's
Bishop Dr. Mike Steele and Her Excellency Doreen and Her Excellency the First Lady Jean. I think you are doing more than good, because one thing with the youth, because they are the future leaders. Very well, we will suffer because in our old age, they have to decide our fate. And if they decide to push the old men and women off the scale or the ladder, what will not out? You laugh and wave at each other. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
okay, Your Excellency. Thank you so very much. I got the gist of what you're saying. Some of the words were broken in between, but I got the gist of what you were celebrating and what you were sharing with us, and in the context of we need to make sure that we, the elders, don't throw away or get rid of those that are the ones that are younger, because we're expected to be mentoring them and not giving up on them. Because if we give up on them, what is the future going to be like? And I appreciate your heart And I think I appreciate the team of the class of Steele. Your Excellency, Doreen Burunji, please, your final thoughts.
Yes, good evening, Your Excellency. Good evening, Your Excellency, Dr. Bishop Comfort, and Her Excellency Jenny Steele, and all the youth members of the class of Steele. I appreciate your public reprimanding of Shaka, because I'm just going to give just what happened just before we started the class of Steele. Someone made a phone call to me and he wanted me to discuss business. And I said, excuse me, don't go any further. I am with Dr. Michael Steele in the class of Steele right now. I cannot take this call. I will only take it when I am done. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I remember one time you reprimanded me for that. And so when this call came, I couldn't take it. I couldn't. So I believe that Alhaji Saka, Ambassador Alhaji Saka, he has gone out of this class, okay? He might have felt so bad and he doesn't even know whether we are discussing him or if there is a second chance. But him being a leader and he wants to be in this class of Steele, when he comes back, he will appreciate. Sometimes public reprimandation can help someone to change than a private one, for sure. It gets you into a position whereby you decide, look at what you have been reprimanded over. Look at it as an individual. And then you say, if it were me, how would I react to that same incident? That is disrespect of the highest order. And you appreciate that you've done wrong. The class of Steele is training us to have the etiquette, how to carry ourselves in public, how to present ourselves in public, and how to prioritize things that we have committed time and attention to. Like, I can imagine your frustration when everyone, I mean, if you're talking to us and our cameras are not on, and my name is there. You can imagine when the whole screen is all black, but has names, ambassador, professor, doctor, and you're not saying this. It's until when you're put in, when you are the one speaking on the other side, that's when you know how disrespectful and how we were not fair, how we behaved in the class of Steele. When you look at other classes whereby you see everyone on the screen and everyone is listening and their faces are being seen, they are responding. It's so organized, so on point. And it's just taking a long time for us in the class of Steele not to have our screens on. So what am I saying? Thank you for giving him a second chance to be a part of this class of Steele, meaning that his attitude will change, his etiquette is going to change, and even us in the class of Steele, we are going to learn. Today it is him, tomorrow none of us can really appear on the screen, probably, with our half naked part of our body. So sometimes it is good to reprimand publicly, and it will never go out of your brain. It will never go out of your brain. And so I would like to personally thank Agnes. Yeah, Agnes thought about it, and she wasn't afraid to to speak to you and ask you for your kind consideration to reverse your decision, because I have seen you make a decision and you don't go back at it. Thank you very much, really, because me, I am the CEO of Class of Steele. I know His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele's decision. I have experienced it. And so sometimes I may not have the power or the authority to even come and tell him, please change your mind. But thank you, you're sold, and thank you, really. I'm sure he will be very grateful to know that it was you who actually brought this topic up. Thank you so much, Dr. Michael Steele, for whatever you are doing to us and transforming us in our minds and in our character. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
That's my submission.
Thank you so very much. Your Excellency Jeannie, First Lady, you have any comment, my dear?
A blessed good evening to everyone again. I am grateful that as Her Excellency Dory had said, I echo her sentiments and the sentiments of everyone here, especially Agnes. Thank you for bringing that up. It shows that you are a team player. And it shows a good example to everyone that, no one should be left behind. And sometimes we have to be at the place to say, okay, no, we have to stop. We're not going forward without this person. And if we have to work on the person or do whatever we have to do to assist that person, we're willing to do it. So very good on you, Agnes. It shows us that you are definitely a team player and you will take the team along. So blessings on you for that. I look forward to March 12th, where I would get to be learning from you all. I sincerely believe that you will do a great job. You will have lots of people eyes on you. And then you might be hearing people saying, oh, I want this person to speak and that person to speak. They've done so well. And I want to, I want that person come to my country and so on and so forth. So we look forward to great things for Class of Steele Youth, and we know that great things are coming your way. Again, God bless you all and have a wonderful week ahead, a safe weekend, and look forward to seeing you next Saturday, when His Excellency will continue on personal branding.
Thank you so very much, Your Excellency, First Lady, my darling, my boo-boo. I want to, how many of you see what's happening in the world with Ukraine and Russia at the moment? It's heartbreaking. And I want us in the Class of Steele to have a moment of silence for those that are being separated from their loved ones and thrown into a war that they didn't request. But not just for those that have lost already, but for those who are going to lose. But before we do that moment of silence, I want all of you in the Class of Steele to do me, as your mentor, a favor. Don't cast stones at Russia or America or NATO, or don't cast any stones. Sometimes life creates a reset and chaos comes. And in the midst of chaos, we have to find a place of order, of peace, of unity. I want to support and lift up the arm of the United Nations, all of the member states, and all of those men and women of goodwill that are out there, nothing to do with religion, Nothing to do with political party, men and women of goodwill who want the world that we live in to be a safe place. My heart bleeds for Ukraine, but my heart also bleeds for Russia because I have a lot of Russian friends. And I also have a lot of Ukraine friends as well. So I want us in the class of Steele to, in acknowledgement of a sincere hope for a quick resolution, for peace, for safety, for provision, I want us to take a moment silent. And in that moment, I want you to think about not the fact that, oh, those are, sometimes we get the statement, oh, those are white people, let them kill themselves. They have been killing us for years as Black people. No, don't do that. Don't do like what some of others are doing. Don't do that. Do it based on the fact that those are human beings that are losing loved ones. Those are fathers that are losing sons and mothers that are losing daughters and families that are being separated. Nothing to do with color. Nothing to do with religion. Something to do with humanity. Are you with me? If you're in the class of Steele and you have any issues with color, religion, or sexual orientation or anything, you're not a part of me. You're representing yourself because we are for humanity. That's what we're about. So if you would, just wave your right hand, just in acknowledgement, and let's just have a moment of silence. Let's just have a minute silent for those in Ukraine and Russia and those that are facing war at this moment, please. Today in the class of Steele, as your leader and mentor, we put our hearts together. We're in countries around the world. And we in the class of Steele, we stand in solidarity with the rest of the world in being voice for peace, in acknowledging that one cannot be a bully over the weak. And we hope for a speedy resolution for the people of Ukraine. I hope that countries will open their borders to them. I hope that countries and nations would send medical aid, food, supplies. I hope that the children that are being born in this era, they will not be scarred and misdirected. But beyond all of that, the whole world is going to feel the weight of this World War III. I hope that you and the class of Steele and the countries where you're in, you remain safe, you remain protected, and that there'll be a shield about you guys that you will live through this period to be the answer that the next generation needs. I hope that you and the class of Steele will remember Ukraine. I remember this time in history. Don't let it pass you without observing what's happening, because you're going to be the leaders, or your children will be the leaders, and you will have to make decisions. And I hope that this video on YouTube will last the test of time, that those in the class of Steele will make a reasonable decision at that time. Don't take lightly your opportunity to be here today. I'm His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele. I love you guys so much. God bless you, and God bless Ukraine. Bye-bye, guys.